The best thing to experience are often the worst experience. This sounds absolutely wrong till you try to understand it. We were taught that happiness and fun is good because we felt, well, happy, comfortable. We liked feeling it. But we were also taught that sometimes, note, sometimes, pain, discomfort, and struggle is good for growth. But we feel unhappy when we feel them, and therefore we don't feel them much. But let's take a look closer, shall we? Think back when we were kids. We used to love going to the playgrounds, always had fun in the slides, those going up on one side and down on one side, and most importantly, the swings. We loved it all until we grew up. When we don't see it fun anymore, we try to have fun in the slides and then going up on one side and going down on the other side, but we don't feel that happiness like the first time we did it. Except for the swings though, they're still cool. Why? Why is this the problem? We say that we grew up, it's old now. Our brain just adapted to it and we no longer have fun. And most of the answer are right, specifically the last one. When you experience pleasure, your brain releases dopamine. The more intense and frequent the stimulation of the release of dopamine, the more your brain adjusts the standards of fun. For example, you play a game, something you like. The more you play that game, the more your brain will get bored of playing that game because your brain continuously produces the dopamine. Now, when you play another game, a new game, and because new games give more dopamine than familiar ones, your brain will have fun again. But later, you will feel bored again because of playing this new game. Why this is because your brain raises the standards of fun. What once felt amazing now feels normal. What felt normal now feels boring. And therefore, too much pleasure creates emptiness. Now look at the opposite. Medicine tastes absolutely horrible. Mainly the syrup ones, they sometimes taste very bad. But it heals you. Imagine you get a cough, take medicine, it tastes disgusting, yes. Then all of a sudden, no more coughing. Or another example of exercising. Rarely anybody likes the pain in exercising. Anybody. It is discomforting and just discomforting. But after consistent doing of exercising, you see the changes in your body. You see that you are stronger in terms of physically. And not just in terms of physically too, but mentally. Because your brain adapted to you pushing through the discomfort of building muscle and continuing to do it consistently. The things that feel rough in the beginning often create long-term growth. Studying, exercising, self-caring, doing, and everything else that gives a rough ride in the beginning because they demand us to adapt to do. Here's the danger in it. There is an interpretation where you should just go emotionless and start doing everything that gives you pain or discomfort. No. It'll fry your brain and instead will make you more impulsive. So when does the second part of the quote imply? Recovery. Growth doesn't come from pain alone. It comes from stress followed by proper recovery. Exercise works because you rest. Studying works because you sleep. Hardship builds you when it is structured and when you recover correctly. Pain without purpose is just self-destruction, which is bad. Last clarification is that this does not mean don't have fun. It just means that you don't overdose on pleasure, dopamine, and fun. Remember, too much stimulation raises your dopamine baseline and makes ordinary life feel dull. Now, Are the best things to experience are the worst experience? It's halfly right, considering that the best things to experience isn't really the right way to say it. Pleasure is not bad, but pain isn't always good. The real truth is that short-term pleasure without control leads to emptiness. Short-term discomfort with purpose and recovery leads to growth. The value isn't in the suffering in what we do, but in our adaptation in doing short-term discomforts. Not because pain feels good, but because overcoming structured difficulty expands us. And that expansion is what actually feels fulfilling.